Japan to waive tourist visa requirements. New York declares state of emergency over polio. Sausage roll found to be gateway food to obesity. Queen Elizabeth II's death reminds Indians of the Kohinoor diamond. King Charles's ascension ignites debate over royals. 19-year-old Liz Truss said the monarchy should be abolished. Why is Camilla called Queen Consort? Margrethe II of Denmark marks Jubilee as Europe's only reigning queen.
Hello, I'm Johnny. Thank you for joining us on FUNDAY News. It's Tuesday, September 13th, and here are your top stories. Japan's news outlet Fuji News Network reported that on Monday, September 12th, the government of Japan is planning to waive tourist visa requirements from some countries as part of a further easing of border controls enacted to stop the spread of COVID-19. Reuters reported that Japan did not require tourist visas for 68 countries and regions before the pandemic. Taiwan is one of the countries on the long list of Japanese visa-exempt countries. Reuters reported that Prime Minister Fumio Kishida may decide on the easing as early as this week.
Fuji News Network said that the restrictions would be lifted only for those individuals who have had 3 vaccine doses or provide proof of a negative COVID test. This comes nearly a week after the country scrapped a requirement to show a negative COVID-19 result to enter the country for boosted travelers, following pressure from the tourism industry. FNN reported the government would also allow individual travelers to visit Japan without travel agency bookings.
After the authority found evidence of the virus's spread in wastewater samples in Nassau County on Long Island, New York Governor Kathy Hochul signed an executive order last Friday to declare a state of emergency over polio in an effort to boost vaccination rates. The New York Department of Health said emergency medical workers, midwives, and pharmacies are included in the network of vaccine administrators. Health Commissioner Mary Bassett urged New Yorkers to not accept any risk at all.
The department said New Yorkers who already have completed their polio vaccine series should receive a lifetime booster after coming in close contact with a person suspected to be infected by the virus. The department also recommends boosters for healthcare workers who might handle specimens containing polio viruses or who treat patients who may have polio. People with occupational exposure to wastewater can consider a booster. Health Commissioner Mary Bassett said the risk of paralytic disease is real.
A study found that increased consumption of certain gateway foods such as candy, store-bought pastries, and frozen desserts appears to lead to increased consumption of other processed foods. Ultra-processed foods like bacon, burgers, pizzas, and ready meals to biscuits, cakes, and white bread make up half the average Britain's diet. On the contrary, cutting back on processed meats, white bread, or biscuits was associated with a drop in consumption of all other ultra-processed foods.
It's things like fruits, vegetables that are uncooked.
Dr. Donna Arnett of the University of South Carolina said it's an important topic to continue to investigate and help us understand ways we can influence dietary behaviors. The study found that eating more pies or sausage rolls increased consumption of other ultra-processed foods by 12%. Confectionery and frozen desserts, which are full of sugar, were linked to 31% and 11% rises respectively. Candy, pastries, and frozen desserts were found to act as a possible gateway to consuming other processed products.
Shortly after British monarch Queen Elizabeth II passed away on September 8th, the word Kohinoor began trending on Indian Twitter. It was a reference to one of the world's most famous gems. The Kohinoor diamond is just one of 2,800 stones set in the crown made for Elizabeth's mother, known as the Queen Mother, but the 105-carat oval-shaped brilliant is the proverbial jewel in the crown. In the wake of the Queen's death, there is only one demand on Indian Twitter. Now, can we get our Kohinoor back?
When the Kohinoor diamond was mined in what is now modern-day Andhra Pradesh during the Kakatiyan dynasty of the 12th and 14th centuries, it was believed to have been 793 carats uncut. It was acquired by the British during the annexation of Punjab. The gem was placed in the Queen Mother's crown in 1937. While governments in Iran, Afghanistan, Pakistan, and India have all laid claim to the diamond, The UK argues that there are no legal grounds for the Kohinoor's restitution to any others.
King Charles's ascension to the throne has reignited a debate among countries of the Commonwealth over whether the royal family deserves a role in their country. Jamaica's leading newspaper, The Gleaner, said the Queen's death would make Jamaica's break with monarchy easier. Belize has already announced a constitutional review, while the British Virgin Islands was also heading in a similar direction. Last year, Barbados severed its final imperial links to Britain by declaring itself a republic.
But she has done that this afternoon. It will fall on September 26th, that is Monday week, and it will be the day that there is a state memorial held for the Queen.
The wider Commonwealth of Nations is a group of 56 countries, including Australia, New Zealand, and Canada. This June, Australia's new government appointed the country's first minister tasked with overseeing a transition to a republic. New Zealand's Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern said in 2021 that she thinks the country will become a republic in her lifetime. However, Canada would be exceptionally difficult to be a republic because Canada's institutions are centered around the role and powers of the monarchy.
Just a couple of days before the death of Queen Elizabeth II and the announcement of the UK's new Prime Minister, footage of a 19-year-old Liz Truss emerged where she called for the monarchy to be abolished. In the clip where Truss said, "We do not believe that people should be born to rule." But 2 years after calling for the abolition of the monarchy, Truss joined the Conservative Party. About her previous comments, Truss said, "Well, I was wrong to say that what I did at the time."
And moreover, this amendment does not give the people of Britain a say. It gives them no chance to vote on a referendum.
Truss said, "I began to understand more about why Britain is successful. And part of our success is the constitutional monarchy that supports a free democracy." Truss expressed that while she wanted to abolish the monarchy when she was young, it seems like those days are gone. On September 9th, in her poignant speech after Queen Elizabeth II died, Truss said, "Today the crown passes, as it has done for more than 1,000 years, to our new monarch, our new head of state, His Majesty King Charles III.
Following King Charles III's ascension to the throne after the death of his mother, Queen Elizabeth II, his wife Camilla, formerly the Duchess of Cornwall, will now be known as Queen Consort. Not Queen. It is because previous royal tradition dictated that the title Queen would be given to the king's wife. But Charles's divorce from Princess Diana in 1996 complicated the matter. Public admiration for Diana was and remains strong, causing many to feel that Camilla should not have taken the title out of respect for Diana.
A fairy tale ending to a story that was often anything but. The king and queen have known each other since their 20s, but many Britons fault their romance and both their infidelities for breaking up Charles's royal marriage to Princess Diana.
The Queen put questions about Camilla's title to rest in February, on the eve of the 70th anniversary of her reign. In a statement, Queen Elizabeth II announced it was her most sincere wish that when the time comes, Camilla will be known as Queen Consort, as she continues her own loyal service. While she will be known simply as Queen Camilla, as the Queen Consort, she would not be included in the line of succession, because members who marry into the royal family can't inherit the throne.
Queen Margrethe II of Denmark, Europe's longest-serving monarch and only reigning queen after the death of Queen Elizabeth II, has marked her Jubilee with a series of low-key celebrations in a show of respect for her third cousin, Queen Elizabeth II. The palace said that the decision was taken at the Queen's own request. Margaret is 82 years old, who had originally been due to mark the 50th anniversary of her accession to the Danish throne in January. But festivities were considerably scaled back because of the pandemic.
Denmark's popular Queen Margrethe II is marking her Golden Jubilee, a celebration that was originally postponed in January because of COVID-19.
The media reported that full-blown celebrations had been expected to take place across the country this weekend, but were then toned down again after the death of Queen Elizabeth last Thursday. Margrethe was crowned queen at the age of 31 on January 14, 1972. She is Europe's longest-serving monarch. The second longest-serving monarch is King Carl XVI Gustaf of Sweden, who has been on the throne for 49 years. The Sultan of Brunei has been on the throne for 54 years and is considered the world's longest-serving monarch.
FUNDAY News will help sharpen your English skills while keeping you informed on current events. Tune into other FUNDAY programs to learn more about the world's most important topics in English. Click the link below now to join FUNDAY for free. I'm Johnny, your host. I will see you next time.